Hello. In this video I will go through how I optimize my product descriptions on my blog with ChatGPT and Make. So I have basically ever since January experimented with optimizing products with ChatGPT. I started with creating custom GPTs, and during the spring this year I have testing prompts and optimizing it and making it better all the time. So before I did them one by one in ChatGPT in custom GPTs, but that takes still like 5 minutes when I have to copy paste my prompt to the GPT and wait for it while it writes it and then copy it to my site. So I thought maybe I can do this with Make because I have a working and a good prompt. So then I started to experiment with this Make. So in this program, Make, you can like connect Google Sheets with ChatGPT back and forth and create automations. So this is my product description automation for Iittala products, for both my long descriptions and my short ones. So let's go through how this works. Here in the first sheet, or this is basically my Google Sheet. I will show you how it looks like first. Of course, first I need the data so that the ChatGPT has something to, or ChatGPT needs to know what product it needs to optimize and have some info about it, about the product to make it better, to get a good product description. So in the first sheet that I call Iittala Optimize sheet, here are all the info that ChatGPT needs for optimizing the products. I have the URL to my site, so I then know where it should go. And then I have the product name in column B and a product description. To get a good product description with ChatGPT, if you have more data, the better. But I have noticed that this amount is enough to get good enough product descriptions. So I want to connect this sheet to Make and connect it with ChatGPT. So this I do here in the first one. I connect my spreadsheet you can do it in a few ways, but enter manual, that's easy. You just copy the idea from the spreadsheet and add it here. The sheet name, Iittala Optimize, it's the same as this one. I add to that field. Table contains headers, yes, it has. And rows with headers are these ones. Here you can choose how many rows you want it to optimize every time we run this scenario. When you test it, you can have just one to see how it works, and when you have tested it and you know it works good and you will take it into use, then you can increase this one. And that's all. There are different Google Sheets you can choose here, but I have chosen the watch new rows. So if we have this running all the time, it might go and check the spreadsheet every 15 minutes to see if there are new rows that it hasn't went through yet. So that's what it does. And then we go to the next bubble. This is ChatGPT, OpenAI. Here you also can choose different ones. You can choose to connect OpenAI assistants. I've tried that as well, but yeah, it's possible, but I like this more. I get, with this create a completion, I like this the most. I have found that this works the best for me, and with this one I get the least amount of like errors. So this is just normal ChatGPT that I have connected here. First you need to connect it with your OpenAI account. And here are some good guidelines how you do it. And yeah, I have chosen this chat completion. There are different models you can use. I use now the GPT-4o. And then you basically start to write your prompts and messages. So you can choose different roles here. Use system, user, and assistant. So the system is when you create a custom GPT, you have this box where you write like basic info about the GPT and like the context and the style and language and everything it needs to know to work good. So that's kind of like the system. So here I added a lot of my prompt. I will not go through this now in detail, but I have the instructions on how it should do. Here you also can you can directly choose if you are referring to a column in your Google Sheet, you can choose it here. So yeah, I recommend that you do it so that it just it doesn't hallucinate and write about anything. But basically what I'm saying here is that go look at this sheet, write a optimized optimized product descriptions for each product here in the spreadsheet. Optimize for the product name, and you can find it in column B, and use the column C as info when you do it. So then it goes and looks at the product one by one, the product name, and then it has the info needed to writing the product description. And I also have inserted an example for it so that it knows how the final style should be and how a final example should look like. What else did I write here? Never hallucinate, 400 words long, answer 3 questions. Yeah. So that's the first message, the system message. Then I choose a new role, and that is like the user or me. So then I just write my if you pretend you are in the normal ChatGPT, this is what you would write to ChatGPT to make it do stuff for you. So here I just wrote, optimize the next product in the spreadsheet, rewrite the text so that it is not exactly as the original, and work down the list. You can stop here, but I noticed when I stopped here that sometimes it doesn't get the style right, even though you have examples. And sometimes it leaves comments like, here you have a SEO optimized product text and things like that, but I just want the product text and no other comments so that I can all import it then later to my site. And like sometimes it just comments what he is doing, but I don't need that. So then I have figured out that I will write an example for it, like straight here. So now I pretend, like the message tree, I choose to be the ChatGPT assistant. So I pretend that it writes me an answer here already. And this one, I make it how I want it. So this is like a perfect product description. There are no extra comments, the style, how I want it. Yeah. So ChatGPT now thinks that it has written it because I chose the assistant as a role, and assistant is like the answer you get from ChatGPT when you are talking to it. So this answer I wrote here as a message tree, and it's perfect, just how I want it. And then I also tell that to ChatGPT as myself, as the user. I write to it, good job, exactly how we want it. Now do the same for the next one and optimize the next product in the spreadsheet. Start from the top, work down the list. So I complement it and tell it this is exactly how I want it. So now it knows. Now it knows and it just follows the same style. And this way I minimize all those, all those other ones where it leaves comments or, I don't know, it writes 3 product descriptions instead of 1, or it writes about the wrong product or anything. So this one have worked for me. Max tokens, I just put 0. I don't want any limit so it doesn't get stuck anywhere. Okay, so now we tried it here. And then I have connected it to a new Google Sheet. So when it has written the product description, the long product description, then it goes and add it to this sheet, Iittala description result. Here I just connect the spreadsheet again, the same, but I chose to add it to a new Google Sheet. And here you can choose what you want as a result. So I want the URL again from the column, like from the first sheet. And I want the product name, so I know what product this product description belongs to. I want the old product description so I can compare and just check so that it has written about the right product. And these are all taken from the first spreadsheet. And then the result I take from it's the ChatGPT result. So it's the long product description. And so it adds it to Iittala description result. So to the next spreadsheet, this one. So here are some products that it has optimized, and column D is the result. Yes, that was the long product description. Then I also have a short one that I need. So I have a new ChatGPT who writes the short product description. Same here, I connect it to ChatGPT, I choose chat completion, GPT 4.0, and again, same thing here. I have a system message, just the info, what it's supposed to do, and the context and how it works. I have some styling guides. I also have some examples of a good one. And then again, I am the user. I tell it to create a short description of one sentence and so on. And well, this works pretty good if I stop here, but I have decided to continue as in the first example. So again, I choose as third message the assistant. So I write the first example as it would come from the ChatGPT. And then again, I tell it as a user, good job, exactly how we want it. I'll do the same for the next one. And then the results get into a new spreadsheet, a new sheet again, Iittala short description result. And again, I choose, I want the URL, I want the product name, and just the result from ChatGPT. And that goes then into the next tab, this one. So I have a few products now I could optimize. Let's see how if it works. You can run once, or if you have tested it and it worked, you can add a scheduling on, so you can run it every 15 minutes. If you have a lot, if you have a lot you can add this on, and then it works. Then it works in the background when you do something else. I will add this to 3 now, so let's take a few. Okay, let's run it. And here you see what it's doing. It's writing now. Adding the first one. Okay, finish the first one, then going on to the next. And now it's finished with all 3. Now let's go and check them. And yes, then they appeared here. This is the short ones, and it managed to write about the right product. Looks good. And the long ones. Yes, it's the right product. I usually check this because often when something is wrong, it writes something, but it writes about the wrong product. And if it writes about the wrong product, I noticed that there was something wrong here. So I hadn't connected these ones, so like it doesn't know where to begin. It takes something from the product sheet, but it's good to like tell it where to begin and really connect these right columns. So Yeah, but this looks good. I have a few more, so I will add this on and try again, and then I will check later in the evening when it's finished. Yes, thank you very much.